say what's up. There we go. Shout out to DJ Ty Hollywood. Thank you for the beats. I appreciate you. I'm about to introduce the panel for the Spicy Life Podcast. It's about to happen. How about a round of applause for the Spicy Life Podcast? Round of applause. Thank you very much. Very nice, very nice. All right, come to the stage first. We have a psychological expert. Be very afraid. Dr. Ale, make some noise one time.
Check you and me, and do your job. Third is the name. Hey, roll it in the chain. Turn off for the watch. Cause it plain James. Jane. Rest in peace to my superior. Everybody's nigga feed a village in Liberia.
I like that. That's cool. That was cool. All right. Coming in next, we have an online dating blogger. Make some noise for IKENNA. Come on out here, boss. Hey. Century. You know the words? You want to sing? You know the words? Oh, awkward. We thought we had you for a second there. All right, coming in next, online profile specialist. Dorinda, make some noise one time. As you make some noise, please clap your hands a little bit. Oh, that was a quick one, Dorinda. I thought you were going to get busy, but then you just sat down real quick, and then it was over.
It was like musical chairs. Right? It's like musical chairs.
Special noise for your hostess and the creator of the Spicy Life. Make some noise one time for Spicy Marty, please. Ladies and gentlemen, how about we make some noise one time for the panelists up here? Make some noise, please. Very lovely, very lovely. Oh, no. You're going to have this one, honey.
There you go. That shiny thing, girl.
Okay, give it up for KUPAH. He is our MC for the night. He's going to help us with navigating the game. This is the Spicy Life Podcast. The reason we're starting with the podcast, because you didn't think we were just going to let you date without any advice, right? Because that's where we've been messing up in life. So we're going to start with the Spicy Life, where Dr. Ale and I usually host a show on iHeartRadio. And you guys start tuning in. Dr. Ale over here usually gives, her psychological expertise, and I'm just, goofy giving my relationship advice.
I get nasty sometimes.
She, look, in between the sheets, we're we want to help you guys get better in LA. The number one question that we get is, where do we find a partner to date? So, for the Spicy Life, we're going to start off talking with these panelists of experts that are going to be able to, answer any questions that you have. We're going to turn it to you guys in just a little bit. But we're going to start off with just common questions that we get when it comes to the dating scene. And so I'm going to direct it to the panel right here. And if you guys have questions, please, by all means, yell it out. Raise your hand. This is a live audience. We do the podcast in our studio, usually in Burbank at 92.3. This time we get to share it with you. So be ignorant, be goofy, whatever it is, let us know when you have a question.
I'm pretty damn ignorant, so I want the ignorance out of my audience.
You already see we started on straight ignorance. Okay, so the first question that I'm going to direct is towards IKENNA.
Hey.
IKENNA happens to date very frequently, like every other day. Like most LA men. He's not struggling so bad. But us ladies want to know, what are the most common turn-offs that you experience when it comes to going out with a woman? What is a woman doing that could possibly make you not call her back or want to take her out again?
That's a great question, and thank you for asking it. For me, I think it falls under a giant umbrella, which I'm going to categorize as respect. Right? So when you're out with the woman, first we talking about like dating, we've been on a few dates, or just like
first date.
We're on a first date.
Why didn't she hear back from you? She felt some chemistry or sparks, or what the hell happened?
Yeah, why did you ghost her? Why did you ghost her? Why did you ghost her? I want to know. I need to know.
You're wrong.
I need to know. My husband's right there. My husband's is right there. Buzz is right there.
Hey, no, but I'm gonna put it under the respect umbrella, right? So you can be out with the woman, and for whatever reason she may show a lack of attention. If we're out one-to-one and we're enjoying each other's company, I'm really trying to get to know you. You know, a woman will bring her phone out, and it can be something as simple as maybe taking pictures of your food to post to Instagram or social media. But what that is it's a break in the action.
Yeah.
You know, it's like if you're out to a movie, if someone in front of you has nothing to do with you, if they bring their phone out and the light is bright, you've been broken from that connection that you had with the world that you were creating, that you were being pulled into. So when we're trying to establish a relationship, if anything comes out, especially, you know, if you have to do it, especially nowadays, people are big influencers on social media. So, and I respect that because it's part of your business, part of your brand and who you are. You have to stay, you know, relevant and engaged
And
with
how
your
will
people.
people know what I ate if I don't show it on IG?
It didn't even happen if I didn't see it on social media. But if you must do it, ask for permission, because for me that shows that you at least respect
Do
me.
you mind if I take this photo of my burger?
And I would say, you know what? I don't. Go ahead. I understand what you need to do.
I like that, I like that. If you like anything that you hear, if you agree, you can snap.
I agree with that. I like that.
Thank you.
It's like permission.
Yeah.
Permission.
Or
Who said that?
Me, Aaliyah.
Aaliyah, you have a problem with the word permission?
I mean, on a first date, why do you have to ask a guy for permission for anything?
Well, it's,
Oh, challenges from the audience.
I'd agree with that. You know what? That's a great question. I understand what you're saying. Yeah, it's just, you know what it is? It just shows etiquette, and it's nothing to do with kind of gender roles, because I can feel where the question came from, and I do respect the question, and thank you for asking that. Please know I'm the last of 5. I have 3 women above me who I respect are the only women on this planet that intimidate me. So I would never try to put a woman in her place and pull a gender role like that and say, like, you need my permission to be who you are. It's nothing to do with that. It's if I'm gonna leave the table, I'm gonna say, please excuse me, I have to use the restroom.
It's called manners.
It's
So
just
you're
manners and
exercising
etiquette.
manners. You're being polite, please and thank you. You know, if you may not say that when you get comfortable and it's 3 months, 6 months into the relationship, but day 1, you probably want to pretend at least as if you know some. Dr. Allie.
Hey.
One common thing that we notice a lot when you're doing our Spicy Life podcast is that self-esteem comes up quite often when it comes to why people are having a hard time in Los Angeles dating.
Yeah.
What is something that people can do to increase their self-esteem?
Number 1, okay, and this is kind of harsh, okay? It's kind of harsh. Do something that actually makes you have esteem in yourself. So one of the things that I notice is a lot of people who don't have a lot of self-esteem, they don't focus on the things that they get right. They don't focus on the things that they do, that they enjoy, that they love. So if you actually want to feel good about yourself, telling yourself you're amazing and great is good, but if you don't believe it, it doesn't matter. So actually do something that you believe makes you a good person. Do something that makes you feel powerful. Do something that makes you feel smart. And then remember that you've done that thing. I literally, every few months, will write down a list of all the things I did really well for the past few months. And I'll carry it around with me, and like on a piece of paper, like real old school paper, y'all. And
You write?
You mean the Notes app, right?
No, actually, like my hands touch a thing called a pen, and they actually write it down on a piece of paper because it helps you encode memories better when your hand actually writes it as opposed to when you type it. Okay, so it's easy. It gets deeper into your hippocampus, and you're able to recall it better because most of us are, you know, not 19, and so we didn't learn. When you're in school, you took notes with your hand on paper. So that's how we process things. And so write it down to remind yourself of all the things you do that make you amazing, all the things that make you powerful, the accomplishments that you had, and over time you'll begin to like train your brain to focus on the things you do right as opposed to the things you do wrong, and then you'll begin to notice that your self-esteem will go up.
Love yourself.
I need to write more.
Write more.
I'm a typer.
Write more.
I'm like, ooh,
With your
write that down. I'm gonna start writing. Dorinda. Okay, so Dorinda is our online profile expert. It's 2018. If you guys aren't online, I get it. you want to get lucky, he's going to land on your doorstep, you expect to run into her at the groceries, at Whole Foods.
It's always the grocery store.
Yeah, we put
Listen,
so
that's a
much
very good
energy
place to meet
into
somebody,
thinking
okay?
It's gonna happen just on its own, it's fake. But the truth of the matter is there's work involved, like creating an online profile makes it a whole lot easier. Can you give us a little bit of, background on how online dating could potentially hurt us?
Yeah, oh, definitely. When you are, especially like when you read the bios and the pictures, because a lot of people are aesthetic. They look at the pictures visual, they look at the pictures first. And if you're putting out there the duck face, which is...
What's the duck face like?
That whole look.
But we don't do like that.
No.
There's a science to it.
There is a science to it, but there is a reason why people do it.
Yeah, but I just don't get it. I understand it, but I don't get it at the same time. And for guys, I'm always seeing them selfies in the mirrors. Women do that too. All those things. What you're saying and you're putting out there, it's work too. So you gotta put your best self out there forward. And I don't think that people are doing that right now. And they think just putting up any picture is gonna do it. And if you want somebody, let's say you want something, LTR, long-term relationship.
LTR, remember that?
Acronym, son.
Yeah.
Acronym game on point. I'm gonna give you that. I'm gonna give you that one.
400 characters or less. It's true. And if you're looking for that, then you don't put up the selfie pictures or in the gym, especially guys in the gym bathroom. I see that a lot. And for
I don't want to
girls-
think about you pooping before I do
Yeah, no, I don't.
Just
I don't
take
want
mine
to see
down
that. But
real
put your
quick.
best foot forward.
So what are good photos to put up? So if I can't put the selfie, if I can't put the duck face, if I can't put the guy, with my shirt off, muscle X, what can I put? Booty pics? Somebody said booty pics.
No,
Do not
no
put
booty-
booty pics.
no
Ladies,
booty pics.
If you
No
have a
booty pics.
booty pic, you need to delete right now. Let me tell you the Wi-Fi so I can help you out. I think the code is like CC.
So basically, from what I've been doing and from where I started, it was showing you. Everybody has them. You can see it in your eyes, you can see it in your smile. You can actually just see it in your everyday pictures. But the one thing is, with your everyday pictures, you have to make sure they're not always wearing sunglasses. People want to see what you look like.
No filters.
No,
Who said that? You said it. You said it. And try to go easy on face too.
False advertising. False advertising. Filters.
Can we sue
Yeah.
if I meet you in person?
But sometimes we need that little filter can.
Filters is like makeup on makeup. It's too much. It's too much.
And guys filter themselves too. Let's not focus on women. Guys do it too.
Guys,
You see a guy, he face tuned those muscles up a little bit.
He does a couple push-ups and
Bumped up those muscles. Took that waist in a little
No,
bit.
it's not.
And you're taking them first in the morning. You know where the skin is in the morning. We know what you're doing. You got a six-pack at 6
It's the only time I weigh myself.
6 a.m. pack.
6 a.m. pack.
6 a.m. pack.
That's a great
What do you
question.
say? What do you say?
The old picture.
Old picture.
Okay. So here's the thing, guys. If your pictures are a year or more, like anything a year and up to today's date, totally fine. You don't really change that much within a year, unless for us girls, we like to change our hair color and stuff like that. I would change that up, change those pictures. But anything after a year and down, I would just don't use those pictures. I mean, I've gone with guys, I've seen them and they had hair in their pictures, and when they came to my house, they were bald, and it wasn't because they shaved their head. So just keep them up to date as possible. That's the most important thing. And with your bios, be as honest as possible. I was just having a conversation with someone, and just say what you really want. If you are looking for a long-term relationship, say that's what you're looking for. If you don't want a long-term relationship, don't do that. I was just telling someone the people who are the most honest are the people who are swingers or the people who are in open relationships, because they tell you right off the bat.
We're there, right?
They're probably
We just get
getting
there.
more
We just get
results,
swingers.
though.
Swinger.
Are they getting more results?
And they're probably getting the most honest results. So I'm not saying go and be in an open relationship and be a swinger, but you're being honest.
Go
Yes,
be
you
a
are.
swinger.
Yes, you are.
Okay, so new photos.
We are trying to make committed relationships here, people.
Okay, so for, I'm gonna toss it to me, I'm gonna pretend like I just got asked a question.
I'm gonna ask her.
Asking in the third person.
So, we have all this technology. We have the apps, we have the online dating profiles, we can meet someone in person. But how many people should you be dating at once? Do you need to pretend like you're in a committed relationship because you went on one date?
No.
Who said no? Thank you. Absolutely not. Date multiple people at one time. We have all of these tools, why aren't we using them? I know you guys are afraid, you want to do it organically, but use the gifts that I'm going to say God has blessed us with. Because He gave somebody a brain that invented freaking Bumble and Tinder. They got some beef going on right now. A lawsuit going on with Match.com. But
You gotta mention.
look, you got the spicy life. We will help you. We do relationship coaching and matchmaking.
We got you.
We got you, boo.
Define dating.
But dating is when you are going out on a date, when you are being courted. Dating is not seeing somebody every single day and meeting their mother, meeting their father, him cooking for you and picking up your laundry and washing your clothes. No, you're in a relationship. You just don't want to give her the title so that you can go hang out with the other chick that you're still waiting for to come to her senses that you're the one.
Called out.
You are pretending as if you don't have a relationship with all the benefits.
You've been called out. Drop the mic. Drop that mic.
Build your village. Build your village and date so that you can learn what you want, so that you can get what you want. Practice makes perfect. But at the same time, you can get distracted. It can sometimes become too much. If you can't multitask and juggle and you start forgetting names and yelling out the wrong names while you're talking to so many people, it's a problem.
The answer is date guys with the same name.
Date guys with the same names.
No, that is not the fucking answer. What are you talking about? That is fucking horrible. Jesus Christ.
Who has the question back there? Let me get it.
So, cooking for someone isn't a date.
Let me get a mic. Let me get
That as a date.
Do you guys feel like cooking for someone is a date?
Yes.
Hey, brother, cooking for someone is definitely a goddamn
Very
date. That is a date.
That's a beautiful date. That's a beautiful date. I love that.
But a lot of us say,
You are special.
when a woman asks, are you seeing anyone? Are you dating anyone? She's asking, really, are you involved with anybody that I should be aware of so that I don't get emotionally involved and potentially disappointed?
Thank
We're
you.
being deceitful when we are...
Rick, can you repeat that? I love that. I've never heard it that way, and that made perfect.
Do you guys understand what I'm saying?
No.
She is asking you if you are seeing anybody else so that she can protect herself so that she doesn't get emotionally involved, so that she doesn't get hurt. Because if you are seeing multiple people that you are deeply involved with and she's falling for you, now it's a problem for her. Because now she's gonna have to pull herself and recover and then, go through her plan.
That's why honesty is always the best policy.
Always.
And
Always.
I always talk about a recurring issue. When we start dating, we start off with lies. Why is that, Dr. Ali? Why do we start off with lies? Why don't we tell them the truth about our past, present, and future?
Well, I'll say this, not everybody lies, but certain types of people lie.
But this is type of
And
person
I
lies.
tend to think that people who start with that representative, right? We've all encountered that representative, that person that is just 100% not who that person is, right? And it always comes out like 6 months later. And I feel like a lot of it comes from this fear of being alone. It comes from this worry that if you were to tell this person the truth about who you are, they would reject you, they wouldn't want to be with you, and you'd be left alone, crying in your bedroom for the rest of your life. Nobody will ever love you. And we call these core beliefs. So everybody has these core beliefs that they hold about themselves. Some are positive and some are negative. And one negative core belief happens to be, I am unlovable.
So we tell ourselves that we're unlovable.
Yes. And then when someone tells themselves that they're unlovable, what they end up doing is accidentally creating a scenario where they make themselves unlovable. Because they look for opportunities in every relationship to see like, oh my God, look, he didn't look at me when I said something. He's telling me that I'm not good enough. Oh my God, when he didn't call me back instantly after I called him, he's telling me that I'm not lovable. He doesn't want to be with me. And so you end up sometimes creating a scenario where now you're texting him 50 times and now he doesn't want to be with you. Because he's tired of all the scary text messages.
The multiple text messages?
One, you're touching me. You're touching me.
You're welcome.
You're
very welcome.
Thank you. You know what? The multiple text messages, if I haven't responded to the first one, is probably a turn off. For one, I'm an adult, so I fucking work. Don't keep hitting me up. I'm busy being an adult. I'll get back to you. I saw it. It comes through on my phone. It pops up until I do something with it. You know, you probably seen the red receipt. I ain't hit you back. I'll get to you when I can. It's a major turn off. If you've reached out to someone and you already know this person, let the person live their life until they come back to you.
There you go.
Now, if it's been 5 days and it's only a text message, there's a conversation that probably needs to be had, like, yo, you mind responding to me in a more timely fashion? But if it's the same day, don't keep reaching out to that person because they have 100% seen your message and are choosing not to with you.
So,
He said it, not me.
an important question. If somebody isn't that into us, do you guys have any advice about how to get them into us? Because a lot of times we want or we're attracted to something that may not realize how amazing we are at first. So we're going to try a little bit harder. We're going to put things out there a little bit more. We're going to be a little bit more thirsty.
There are 6 billion people on this planet. Move on.
No.
That's what I
So, from a guy's perspective, right? Nothing comes easy. Nothing that a guy does in a relationship is the easy part, right? We always trying to figure out the jigsaw puzzle that is a woman. So, initially we're probably going to be rejected. She's probably not going to show interest, or honestly, she may like our partner and not us.
Preach.
So, what we do is become the lions that we are, and we go out and we hunt. If we don't get you in the first, on that first go, we're gonna catch you while you're wrestling around in the bushes trying to graze. We're gonna come after you. We're gonna sneak up, from behind while when you get that wine. The Biggie line, whatever. But what we're gonna do is, we're gonna hunt. I know for me, I don't mind a little personal challenge. I will try to change your mind with my persistence and expose it to my own personality and make you realize that you need someone like me in your life. I'm only here to enhance your situation, not take back to anything.
IKENNA got game. But by a show of hands, we're going to flip it. By a show of hands, how many women on a regular basis, when you see a man that you're interested in, you go up to him and you approach him? By a show of hands, I see one.
Before.
Woman.
4. I've done it.
2, 3, maybe? Okay.
I have a trick. I have a trick.
Who would never do it?
Wait, I have a, oh yeah.
It's 2018.
Wait, I have a trick. It works really well. Basically what I would do is and I'm married now, so thank you, husband. I love you. Shout out. What I would do when I wanted to approach a guy, I would come up to him and compliment him. Something simple like, oh my God, I love those shoes. Where did you get those?
Yeah. Yes.
Or the old one, have I seen you before? Where have I?
That's the guy's line. You
But
heard
girls
that.
can use any line
That's
because
true
we're
too.
cute. It doesn't
matter. It doesn't
He
matter.
wanted you to come up to him. He knows it's a lie and he doesn't care.
No, not at all.
But those are my 2. Those are my 2.
Studies show
I was bagging them too.
statistically that you increase your chances of being in a committed relationship the more times that you approach a man.
Listen, when a
It's
woman
a numbers game.
if a woman approaches me, I'm thinking you're right, I did do that extra set in the gym
Like,
today.
look at that scarf. I love that scarf.
And I was worried about wearing this scarf, but thank you for that compliment. I'm in it now. I'm rocking it now. But for what it tells you about a woman's personality is that one, she is extremely confident in who she is. She's not worried about these same
I
old.
can't hear IKENNA. He's saying game right now. Look, there's somebody in here that did not save their life tonight.
When a woman approaches a man and lets us know that they're confident in their situation and who they are, right? They're not worried about these specific gender roles that people are sometimes tied to, like, oh, even though I'm interested in them, I have to sit here and just make myself available. Like, no, don't make yourself available, take action. Because listen, some of the most dopest women I know, they're all successful in their careers because they saw something they wanted and they went after it. And that transcends just the professional situation. It goes into your relationships. It goes into who you become as a mother. It goes into, you know, your friendships. They build long-lasting connections.
Why are we more comfortable putting in an application, telling our friends, look, I need a job referral, please let me know if you know anybody who's hiring at Google, anybody that's hiring, you know, at AT&T. Why are we so comfortable putting it out there when we're in need of a career? But when it comes to companionship, mum's the word, we don't tell anybody, we won't go online, we won't create a profile, we won't submit applications. Why are we so afraid of putting ourselves out there when it comes to our personal lives?
Yeah, why you do that?
Because it's not
DORINDA?
Well, someone just said it's not personal.
It's not personal.
Yeah.
And you don't want to get rejected.
You need a job, right? So it's a necessity. Whereas if you come across and say, I need a relationship that can be considered needy, I think that's why. Fear of
But
rejection.
both are your truth.
You're right.
You need a job to survive, and you need companionship. You want to die alone?
No, I agree with you, but I'm just saying that's for the general public. Fear of
So
rejection.
we're operating at
Fear of
ego.
rejection.
Yeah.
Fear of rejection.
Ego is what is going to stop you from finding your wife or husband.
These guys, I don't think we're keeping it 100 with spicy because if a girl wants up to you like that, all these guys back here agree. You know what you're thinking? Oh, she want to give me some.
So, when someone walks up, you guys think, oh,
And then here's the key. And then here's the key. You never give it to him. The minute you have sex with him, you've lost your power. End of story. Wait. And that response tells you why you're right.
Who's the spokesperson? Who's the spokesperson? Who wants to say something? We got a lot of chatter down here. You want to speak for the group? What's your name? Where you from? Give me your fake name. Don't give me your real name, bro. Malcolm. Got it. That's terrible. All right, Malcolm. What do you got to say?
You said if someone has sex with a
Not someone. Not a woman. When a woman has sex with a man.
has sex with you, so she met her and they feel each other. That's a bad thing?
No, that's not what she said. She said as soon as the woman has sex with a man, then she loses her power.
That's what I said. That's what I said.
Not true. She might actually gain some power.
Specify the situation.
You said something about here, now you want to say that out.
She might actually gain some power.
Sex is
Because she actually...
Wait, Dr. Ali said,
Hold on.
Ladies and gentlemen, I love all the interaction. I really do. All your voices are pretty, but not all at once.
Just thinking like,
You know what I mean? Just not all at once. We get one, that'd be great.
Okay, this is what I'm saying.
Sense if just because you find someone that you're interested in and then you're feeling them and then all of a sudden you bond and you're feeling that all of a sudden you guys have sex.
That's not what y'all said. Y'all said if a girl comes up to you at the club, you feel like she wants to hit.
are you saying the pussy? I just said pussy.
No.
Are you saying that POP has no power?
Pussy has great power. That's why the thing is, if she actually gave it to you on the first night, she's letting you know, nigga, I want you.
Does the pussy have power? And does it mess things up if a woman gives it up when they first start dating? Has she given up her power by sleeping with a man? Kupa's gonna come around and get some of your guys' insight. I want to hear from you fellas. Do you feel like when a woman opens her legs, she's giving up her power or not?
All right, I'm right here. I'll make more rounds. Right, sir? What's your name?
All right, thank you.
Rob, there you go. Sure it is. Rob, talk to me, Rob.
All right, so the question is, does pussy have power? The answer is yes. Whoa, I want everybody to hear this.
pay attention. You are command your.
All right, here's the truth. My opinion. The pussy does have power until it shows its insecurities.
What do these insecurities look like?
All right, so for example, you're having this conversation going back and forth, and kind of touched on it with you, but it's guys are more confused before the fuck women are more confused after the fuck.
Agreed.
And when that insecurity comes in, that's when the guy's ready to bounce. If that fuck wasn't ready, you shouldn't have put it out there.
Exactly. She should not have put it out there.
Until she's ready.
But the reason we're saying that you wait is not because you're holding power over him. Pussy is pussy. I'm sorry, I don't care if it's a little bit more juicy, a little bit more tighter, but at the end of the day, pussy is pussy. You're not holding out because you're trying to keep the power from him. You're holding out to figure out if you really like him, ladies. If he is who he's pretending to be, or is his representative showing us? Really figure out if this is somebody that you want to be physically involved with long term, because a one-night stand is not going to turn into a long-term relationship. Unfortunately, study shows it doesn't work out like that.
Quick time out. I know we're all adults. No one likes to hear this part. I apologize. We just want to hear the answers and the questions, because some people came out to hear the podcast. Some people are taking tips and learning some things. So we just keep the chatter down in the back specifically. We really appreciate it. On the left or on the bar, we really appreciate it. I'm going to come back down and get some more responses.
Oh, I got us.
You have a question? Joe Button, what's up, boss? What's the question, boss? You see it.
I've been thinking about the whole fucking time.
It's a compliment. Good.
Whenever we talk about dating, you know, a lot of the discussions are directed towards a man and what he's doing right and what he's doing wrong. What is the woman's role in dating? What are her responsibilities? What's going on?
So the question, repeat the question, turn it
The
here.
question was, it's oftentimes discussed what a man is doing wrong when it comes to dating, but what is a woman's responsibility when it comes to dating as well? When you begin dating, you both are supposed to be taking the time to just get to know each other. Part of the courting process is finding out if you guys have similar interests, if there's really compatibility there, or is this just lust? You ask the right questions to get to know who the person is, and ask them deeper questions than where are you from, you know, what's your religion. There's way bigger questions than that. What do you do? How much do you make? What kind of car do you want? Unfortunately, that's not going to let you know what his core beliefs and values are unless you really start to dig and ask him.
And then I'll say next, I think this is a more, I'm not a huge fan of making everything man versus woman, woman versus man, but I will say, then I think the next thing is women, remember to stay mindful. This guy might not, you don't have to start thinking about the kids you're going to have with the guy that you've gone on half of the date with. You don't have to start thinking about what your wedding's going to look like.
No, don't do it.
And who's going to walk you down the aisle. Stay in the present moment. Get to know him in that experience, the experience that you're having. Understand who he is, and don't take it too far. Don't make it more than what it is. If he's talking to other girls, okay, you guys just went on one date. It's okay.
Why are you even considering him for a boyfriend when you don't even know he's a good friend?
There you go.
Good. That's good, Spicy. I say it. That's good, Spicy. Quotable.
How does he treat his friends? How does he treat his family? How does he treat me? How does he treat his mama?
For real.
Find out if this is a good person or a good friend. And vice versa, fellas. Find out if she's a good friend. She can be beautiful and smart all she wants, but if she's not good to you, she's not a good friend to you, she's definitely not going to be a good girlfriend and for sure not a good wife. Chris up here is another relationship expert who's joining us right now. Chris, what do you think a woman's role should be in contributing to the dating process?
A woman's role is, I say dating is taking applications for a lifetime position in your company, to be in your company. So your role is really just to analyze the application to see is this, okay, did that spark a question based on what I said? All right.
Right over here. We got our first female question of all time. All right. I was talking to way too many fellas. I didn't like that. I'm kidding, fellas. It's all good. Miss?
Sharon, so we're dating.
Yes, you and I.
Is it okay to date?
Yes.
And while we're dating, we have sex. Do you then lose respect? Am I no longer a potential for something serious?
Great question. It was asked already, but I'll re-answer.
Thank
you. You were here 5 minutes ago. What are you talking?
I think I was talking.
Okay, it's all good.
Oh, that's some bullshit, Terrence. You came over here with some repeat questions.
Shout out to the bartender. This is a great drink, by the way. All right.
So they already addressed it. I'm just gonna co-sign absolutely. But matter of fact, before you take the absolutely, you lose your power.
Let me ask you this. Why are you having sex?
Hold on. Let me touch it. Now the guys are gonna boo me. Hold on. Let me say something. I gotta say a couple things. Now, I had sex with my wife early. I won't say so. There are exceptions to the rule.
Yeah.
There are exceptions to the rule. But when I take a quarter of the sexual escapades that I've had in my lifetime, the ones that I have more respect for is the ones that I have waited for. The ones that because of the
waited for, or you had to wait?
Because of the language. Hold on. Because of the language in the
Or were
audience.
you like, nah, not tonight, I'm gonna wait, like, because I want to get to know you better.
Of course.
I'm not saying this shit.
Now, hold on. So, because of the language in the audience, usually I keep it the King's English. I'm gonna keep it all the way 100. All right. So if I smash, and I study my friends and the men that are around and the men in my database, and so this is not just my answer alone. But if I smash the first date,
Not the first date.
Okay.
Like, let's say we're dating. Let's give it a month, 2 in.
Okay.
A month, 2 in. We're getting to know each other.
Yeah.
And then things get carried away. A month, 2 in. We have sex, but we're still not in a relationship. I lose my power.
okay, hold on. You know what it is? It depends on the guy. I'm gonna tell you why. Some guys, and they not gonna co-sign what I'm saying, but I'm gonna tell the ladies this. Some of us feel like, I'm really not that dope. I'm really not that dope. And if you gave me the pussy this early, how many other dudes you giving the pussy this early? I'm just saying, no, I'm just saying how a guy thinks. All I'm saying is how a guy thinks. So, my advice to a woman, if you want to have sex, you're a liberated woman, you want to have sex early, you go ahead. But my suggestion is after you give him a taste, pull it back. Pull it back and don't call him the next day.
Oh, a teaser. Why do we have to take it?
All right, let me, hold on, yo, in the audience, hold on. Let's reel the attention back in. I know it's a hot topic. So many opinions, which is great. Can I get down here real quick?
We want to hear these opinions. Who has the mic?
Do we have anybody in the back with a question or an opinion that they want to share? I'm coming. I thought you. Hold on.
KUPAH.
1 second.
Well, before we get to him, I want to add some perspective, another man's perspective, right? I just want to add another man's perspective to your question.
I want to hear.
It's gonna entirely depend on the person you're dealing with.
Yeah.
Exactly.
What you need to do, what your job is as a woman in possession of that powerful tool that you contain.
Thank you.
Is you need to analyze the situation that you're getting yourself into. You need to know whether you're fucking with a fuck boy or a man.
I agree.
You need to realize who you're dealing with. All right, what are the tendencies? It goes back to how does he treat his mother? How does he treat his friends? What's the vernacular in the conversations?
Yeah, and I'll say,
Hot boys are really good at hiding that they're fuck boys.
I'll say this. It's not about sitting down and saying like what movie was that? Some movie that was like, oh, I have to wait 90 days. I'm not a fan of that. I don't think you should have. Yeah, I don't think you should have some imaginary timeline. When it's right, it's right. And when it's wrong, it's wrong. And as women, we have something that's amazing and beautiful, which is our intuition. We have our gut. But what we have to do is we have to get out of our own way. So sometimes we'll sit here and we'll tell ourselves something that is straight up bullshit, right? So we can pretend like the relationship is better than it really is, so we can feel better about sleeping with someone that we know we shouldn't have slept with.
Correct.
And so it's about sitting and being able to take that time to sit quietly with yourself and say, is he really a person who's worshiping at my altar?
Right.
Like, is he worth this worship? So it's not like, oh, you have to play a game and be like, oh, 90 days, 6 months, 2 years, whatever. If you feel it and it's right, then do it. And if it ends up not being right, you gotta chalk up to the game. You made a mistake, chalk it to the game.
And we have two perspectives on this. So if I could just for a second ask everybody in the back to quiet down just a little bit. so that we're recording right now. We have about 15 minutes left of the podcast, and then we can play games and enjoy each other and meet new people and have fun. But right now, I have a different perspective and I'm going to bring to the table, and it's actually Dr. Ali's husband. Okay, Aaron.
All right. Yeah, watch out for
I just want to add one more
Yeah, watch
thing.
out as you step up here because there is a recording. Go for it.
He gets to come up on stage.
Let's see what he says, and then you can rebuttal.
You want me to like talk in front of you, look like.
Yep.
But at the chest.
Why is it
Hold the mic up.
too close? Is it close?
That's good.
You good, baby.
Pause.
That's what she said. If two people are participating in sex, why is it that it's the girl that's the one that has to be disrespectful?
Thank you.
Exactly.
Can you break the question down? Like, what do you mean by that? Get granular with it.
No one ever asked disrespectful.
Let's be quiet in the back really quick. You really literally have 10 minutes left of this podcast, and you are free to do whatever you like. Let's give the respect to the people who put on this event to do 10 minutes so that we can finish the recording and follow through. Thank you.
No, I've never been like with a girl and then she's like, oh, you gave the dick away this quick?
Thank you.
That's good.
Because what happens if you don't give it away, then the girl's like, are you gay?
Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
I've actually had that
Mama. Yeah, it's horrible. It's horrible.
If you said, I just want to get to know you better, shit, you ain't shit. You know?
Yeah.
Let me just add one more thing to it. I would just say, don't use the pussy as a bargaining tool. If y'all have sex, you didn't give him something and now he changed. You two had an experience together and the relationship goes on. It's not like I gave you my pussy, now I think that we should be in a relationship. You know what I'm saying? Don't use it as a bargaining tool.
Should I say what I said?
Yes.
Thank you, baby.
Go ahead, Dorinda has a question now.
Going back to your question, you said,
What was the question?
your question was giving up like a month or two in. Am I correct?
You guys know you're dating.
Yeah.
Like, we're
At that point, you should know where your relationship's going anyway.
Correct.
So I don't think you're losing any power
Correct.
unless you know the relationship isn't going anywhere and you still do it anyway.
Correct.
But if you know where your relationship's going by that time, because you've been on enough dates by that time, then I don't think you're losing anything.
Nobody loses power.
So,
When you're living within your own expectations and romantic.
Correct.
if you're living
Come on, break it down, brother, break it down.
If you're living
Break it down.
right here, is right.
If you're living within it.
And you let chemistry dictate everything.
There we go.
100%.
So then when can you have the exclusive talk?
So, there are certain questions that you should be asking in the beginning of the relationship in order to understand. By relationship, I don't mean commitment. By relationship, I mean you getting to know that person, you're forming a relationship and trying to decide if they're worth staying in your life or not. Not every single person is worth being a part of your life. They will drain your energy if they're not. And you trying to figure it out and trying to make them fit within, a cube and it's a circle, like you can't do it. You should be asking questions about their core values. Do they appreciate commitment? You're not asking, are we going to be in a committed relationship, but what's your stance on commitment? Did you see two parents in your home growing up showing each other love? Where did you learn what love is? What is your definition of love? What is your definition of a relationship? What is your expectation when it comes to how much time that you're supposed to invest before commitment? You're supposed to ask these type of questions. You're not saying, can we be together tomorrow? Ask them questions about themselves and what their stand is on these things.
Correct.
What's your past experience when it comes to intimacy? How do you define intimacy?
That's it.
Is it communication to you? Is it sexual? Is it affection? When is it a bond for you?
Dropping.
And in past experiences, when you had sex with a woman, did you commit to them?
Uh-oh.
If the answer is no, or sometimes it depends, there was one time, you're up against a whole lot more than you bargained for. Find out their stand on everything that you want to know, but you ask those questions to find out if they're worthy of your love. You're not asking those questions because you want to hop into a relationship. It's a friendship.
Yeah.
Do I like you as a friend?
Put that first one.
Asking the right questions is huge.
Yes. Do you guys have any other questions that you think you should ask?
A million.
What are the wrong questions to ask?
How much money do you make? I think it's a very
What are the wrong questions?
Early on, I think it's a very
How much money do you make?
What is your FICO score?
What are some of the wrong questions? What are some of the wrong questions?
How much money do you make?
How much money do you make? All right, what else?
Someone did ask me what my FICO score was. What size is your dick? I was impressed when they asked me my FICO score.
Go ahead, Alex.
When they asked me questions, so let me tell you this. Wait, calm down, calm down. Wait, let me tell you this. This guy took me out. He might be in here. I don't know, because you know.
Hey,
But this guy asked me what my FICO score was on our dinner date, and I'm like, oh, I'm thinking he's serious. Like, oh, you want? Like, we're not babies? Like, you want to know, like, we're investing in the future. He was in a relationship with a girl with bad credit while he was on a date with me. So he was trying to get out of his situation to hop into a new one. He wanted to make sure I had good credit. So although that was a great question, and I thought, like, he was thinking about the future, it was a bold-faced lie. So when he started asking these questions, guess what? I asked questions back. Well, what's your FICO score? Well, I think that's a great question. Why are you asking me? Is it because you are trying to invest in the future with me? Who do you live with? How's your credit? How do you pay your bills? Are you a responsible person? Do you consider yourself somebody that, saves for the future? It's okay to ask questions like that, but you gotta ask them back. Flip the situation on them.
We got two right there. You got two right there.
She's never
One in
asked
the
a
back.
question.
One in the
She's
back.
never asked a question.
All right, Dr. Allen, we got it. Okay. We got it.
I'm trying to project.
What's your name, miss?
I don't have a mic.
My name is Yael, and the worst question is always, can you cook? Yes, we can cook. We're in our 30s. We know how to feed ourselves.
Whoa. I got it, fellas, relax. I got it, fellas, trust me. Fellas, calm it down, shut it down. You said your name was Yael? Yael? Very nice to meet you. It is nice to know you can cook. But there are many.
IKENNA.
That cannot and do not.
What is it?
Question might be a problem.
Yes, sir.
That's it, right? Is that at a certain level, it's giving this impression that as a woman, because of my uterus and vagina, that I am supposed to be able to put food together to feed you. I know plenty of people with penises that cook way better than me. And so I'm saying, I think sometimes it gives off the wrong impression. That might not be what you mean, right? I know it's #me2time, I'm food scared, but that might not be what you mean, right? It might really be, I just want to know something more about you. And it isn't coming out, can you cook? And it can be a little offensive sometimes.
But as a rebuttal to that, so I always, I love you, Dr. Allen.
You know me? The kids.
The truth of the matter is, 65% of men still care about how she is as a home taker and that she can actually contribute from a domestic standpoint. So when they're asking that, they're saying, if I can't bring home the bacon, can you still figure out a way to fry something up? Can you still provide for this family even though I might not be able to,
Say that.
Ty Hollywood has to speak. Somebody give the DJ a microphone. Thank you very much. Go DJ. That's my DJ.
It also gotta get like this. How I was brought up, you know what I'm saying, like the man is supposed to be the provider. So if you're, not saying that women can't work, but if you're working, you're bringing in a lot of the money, then she should be able to cook.
We're all working now.
Right?
Okay, wait. So but both people need to be able to cook.
Well, here's the thing.
If one person can't, you're just gonna stall.
Here's the thing. That's a good point, because the point that he brought up, he said the way that I was brought up. So this could be a really good cultural conversation that you can end up having. Because in my house, my mom made all the money. My mom was the breadwinner. My dad made a lot of money too, but my mom was the breadwinner, and so I didn't see my mom cook. I think I've maybe seen my mom cook 6 times in my entire life, right? And my dad only makes breakfast. So from my perspective, that's a question that I would be kind of like, what are you even asking me? And so that might actually be a question that might be able to weed people out for you. So if you're someone who needs somebody to cook all the time, I might not be the one for you. And that one question might weed out like, oh, Dr. Allen, she ain't the one.
All right, I got one perspective. Hold on. What's your name, sir?
Wes.
Thank you, Wes. What's up?
Welcome, Wes.
Alright, so if we start talking about gender roles, we just gonna go down a rabbit hole. Because we're in a new age right now.
Let's go, let's go. Let's go, Wes.
Well, women are just as equal as men, their voice is just as powerful.
Let's go.
Right now, but I will say this.
Well said.
Oh, but he had a butt.
I was raised, I'm from Chicago, I was raised in a household. I was raised in a household, my mom was a breadwinner, my mom also cooked. And for a lot of men that grew up in a household with their mom, they identify with women that are similar to their mother.
Absolutely.
So a lot of times when I ask that question, it is no diss on the woman, but it's just like, what other aspects of you besides your looks, besides your habits, are attracted to me? What can I identify with you that I see in my mom who I love with all my heart?
Well said.
So that's what I think that question comes from with some of our men.
That's good.
Thank you, Wes. Hold on. We got something. Here we go. What you think?
That was good.
I love it.
I just have something quick to say. It's not about whether or not we can cook, it's rather or not we'll cook for you. And that makes a whole big difference because love goes a long way. I may not cook for some guys, but shoot, depending on what you bring in home, you might end up with a whole lot of something on the table.
It's not a bad question to ask. Maybe you like.
What we got? Oh, no? Yeah? You sure you look a little nervous here when I get up?
Well, the first thing, it wasn't the question.
Yeah.
It was to go back to what we were talking about before. If you give it up on the too early,
My man been holding that shit in.
I want you. It don't matter how early you get it up. I wanted you day one, day two. That's what I've been doing this whole time is earning you. So you giving me what you think is a prize is not messing up nothing because I actually want you. But if it's just about the pussy, then yeah, then you do all that.
How does a woman identify that? So you just said right now.
Well, that's your job. That's your job to identify that woman in your day.
And how does she identify that?
Well, that's what this is
So
all
look,
about.
that's a whole nother thing. That is what we're saying right now. You just said that it's okay if she does that, like you wanted her, so therefore she gave it up, and you still like her, but then you said,
This guy right here, the Ella.
but I might not stay with her.
All right, we got this dude. It's too late. It's too late. We all know. We all know now. You got to do it now.
Okay, so they got a question.
Let's
You
go.
know something?
Nah, I was just saying that a lot of women think it's a problem when a man asks, yo, can you cook? But as a man, you're better off asking, do you like to cook?
Thank you. That's a great way to phrase it.
It comes off less misogynistic, you know what I mean?
It's good, it's good.
A lot of times it's not even about being that, but it's just about men ask that because they still believe in, you know, traditional gender roles, you know what I'm saying? So if you're talking about courtship,
Does it make a difference if we provide the meal? Does it make a difference if we just Postmates you a meal?
that's the big difference.
It makes a huge difference. It makes all
Because
the
it's something that men just love about the women, seeing a woman cook, just having a woman that's willing to cook. Even if you don't know how to cook all the meals, you know what I mean? It's just you're willing to cook it, it's great.
But does the same apply for, can you repair my car? Can you change my oil?
Yeah, well,
Can you change my tire?
Well, also, men that, if a man's gonna ask you, can you cook, then he has to be, willing to.
Yeah, I mean, he has to also be willing to do some of the things that men can do as well.
But yeah, a man should be willing to be able to change the tire, be able to like fix things around the house, be able to do, things that traditionally men's supposed to do. You know what I mean? If you can't do none of those things, then you can't ask a woman can she cook.
You got another question that you have. Come up here, Mama. Go ahead.
Hello. Okay, I'll respond to you because you said that it's our responsibility to know how you feel about me giving you the ass. It's your responsibility as a man to tell me I'm supposed to know how you feel from day 1, day 2, day 3 in order to get me to the bedroom. So it's not for me as a woman to be like, I think you will respect me. I'm supposed to know from your communication that you respect me at all times from the day 1 to the bedroom.
No. Well, she was assuming that some men are not honest.
Well, that's true, but in the communication it should be understood that we are doing this together and that he's going to respect me after, you know what I'm saying? Not like,
Know yourself. It's more about self-awareness. Are you somebody that can detach from sex? Are you someone that can sleep and not have any expectations with someone.
But my question to you, is, as an empath, how do you relate that? That I am not a person that can do that. I feel everything. So how do I share?
I'm an empath.
Okay.
So this is what I would do. I would keep myself out of situations where sex was easy to have. I wouldn't be in a guy's apartment late at night if I wasn't planning on sleeping with him. I'm not a fan of being a tease. I'm honest about who I am. I'm honest about what I want to do with you, and I know that I'm a little bit more emotionally permeable. And so I would keep myself out of the situation. I wouldn't call him when it was dark outside. I didn't want him to think about it. It would be lunch dates, breakfast dates.
No nightcaps, right?
No nightcaps.
We're almost done the podcast, so you want to find like a
We're about to wrap up. Do we have one more? One more question. Time for one more question because we're going to wrap up in just a
one more
second.
question right here, Carolina Blue.
Right here.
Right here, I got you. Come on up, come on up. It better be good, bro. You the last one, homie. You the last one. Step forward, step forward. There we go.
So my question is, so when you are, say you got the dating and everything, at what point, in my history is like, I would prefer to have sex prior to the relationship as an assessment of everything that's going on.
Don't laugh at me.
I imagine that.
Hold on, simmer down, simmer down, simmer down. Whoa, 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 whoa. We can't get a response if we can't hear it. Let's get an internal response. Hold on, right?
He wants to know.
If we're doing this right, we're assessing each other.
You want to know if you're sexually compatible before you commit.
Right.
Oh, that was clever. That was real good. You should say that from now on. Hey, baby.
It's actually extremely important to be sexually compatible. You do not have to be in a relationship to have sex with someone. Clearly, because we haven't all been doing that. But what you do need to is be very aware of how you react after you are intimate with someone. If you know that you're somebody who attaches after intimacy, it's probably not the best decision. You not knowing up front whether this is somebody who wants to be in a committed relationship with you or not. Know the terms. You're not signing up for any job without knowing your benefits package. You're not showing up to work. You're not showing up without knowing your salary. You know your 401k. You find out all the details. You sign on that dotted line before you start showing up to work. But you know you're compatible with the job because you looked at you have the resume. You have all these years of experience and you're qualified. You get it? So when it comes to the sexual compatibility, you gotta know yourself though and know what your results are gonna be. Oh, go ahead.
Going against that though,
we're about to wrap it up in a second time.
Okay. So going against what you just said, ladies, doesn't that also matter how he does in the bed too though? Like what if you invested all this time,
absolutely,
and then you get in there and he's just like womp womp womp.
Oh, let me tell you.
But you already
Let me tell you, before I slept with my husband, I made him whip it out at 24-hour fitness in the car. I said, pull it out because I don't want to emotionally invest without knowing in advance what I'm gonna do. And you know what he did?
Spicy, let's get a final mark from the crowd.
Everybody sell it. You can teach somebody how to sex you, but you can't teach them how to love you.
There you go. Our dating expert in the crowd right now. We go on dates every night. He said you can teach somebody how to sex you, but you can't teach them how to love you. I need you guys to make sure we'll have a recap of the Spicy Red podcast on iHeartRadio for you guys to re-listen if you missed anything. I'm Spicy Madi, relationship expert. We have Dorinda, who's our online profile expert. Chris, who's our relationship coach as well. We have IKENNA, who's our dating blogger, and Dr. Ali, who's our psychological expert. You can hear conversations like this and more on the Spicy Life. What we really want, though, and the most important thing when it comes to tonight, we understand that we don't know everything when it comes to dating and relationships. Our parents just didn't teach us. They didn't give us the tools. A lot of us didn't grow up in families with healthy homes where we saw two people having amazing relationships and being amazing to each other. So they sent us out into this world to learn on our own. We just had to figure out how to date, figure out how to have sex, figure out how to get into a relationship, how to make somebody commit. We're rolling the dice every single time. But when we're getting the main elements, which is the first step, which is building interpersonal relationships. So that's why we're having tonight. The Spicy Life is a game that we're going to do with you right now as well. What do you want to say?
I just wanted people to be excited with us.
Yes.
Nobody was excited with us.
Okay, look.
I was excited.
We're going to teach you how to date, folks. Okay? We're teaching you how to date. You're going to play with us right now. We have a game card for you. Because now the games are going to begin. You're going to go around, whoever's in the room that's next to you, find a lady, find a fellow. Okay? This is a free-flowing speed dating event. There's questions that have already been laid out for you on this card to strike up conversation. It's based on self, passion, intimacy, communication, and learning to say yes. Follow the questions. Kupa's going to let you know when your round is over and you got to switch to the next person. When we say switch, switch. Yes. Do not stay with that person. You got to take 5 people tonight. Find a fella, find a lady, keep the conversation going.
Over to the world, my children, go!
Are you on social media? Yeah.